Secretariat. May I ask if the video recording is already on?
Yes, sir.
As per Section 32, video recording for all procurement process, including this credit, is mandatory. So, yun po. Good morning, everyone. Please be informed na our back chairman is on an official meeting also. So, me as the vice chairperson, Roydin Mark B. Pasqua, will preside this pre-bid conference. And let me introduce also the other back members: Wardy D. Canaw, back member; Norman C. Estolas, back member. So we are 3 out of 5, so we have a quorum. May I request the Sir Norman, can you acknowledge the presence of our visitors?
We would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Abby De Castro and Mr. June P. Marcos from CMGD office, Ma'am Billy Sidik Agluan from Goldrich, from Mr. Brandon Appeals, Ma'am Cyril from Jomarcan, sa online po. Good morning.
So we will be conducting a pre-bid conference for the contract ID number 26PD005, name of contract FY 2026 Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse and Landslide, Secondary Roads, Marcos Highway, KO 280 plus 869 to KO 2821 plus 130, KO 282 plus 424 to KO 282 plus 600. Location, Baguio City. Scope of work, rehabilitation, reconstruction. Approved budget for the contract, 135,833,400. Contract duration is 257. Cost of bid docs is 50,000. So, Engineer Jerome, he will be the one.
Sir, yung ABC.
Taman dito. So anyway, yung ABC, i-check po namin mamaya. And if kung ano yung correct, kung na lang, bid bulletin na lang. So, can you already proceed, Mr. Jerome, for the end.
Good morning, everyone. I am Engineer Jerome Murph from DPWH BCDEO, and I will be presenting the project 26PD0005, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide, Secondary Roads, Marcos Highway, from K0280 plus 869 to K0281 plus 130 as the Site 1, and Site 2 will be K0282 plus 424 to K0282 plus 600. Net length of the project will be 460 meters or 0.460 kilometers. Contract duration will be 257 calendar days. Next slide, I will be presenting the location of the proposed site location 1, which has a net length of 284 meters from Peak Blossom to floor center. And section 2 or site 2 having a net length of 167 meters from Teachers Justice Village to the entrance of Bakaking Norte Sur. Summary of quantities for CW1, construction of slope protection, and CW2, road construction. Straight line diagram of the site 1 that has a proposed 1 meter HDPE pipe, 300 millimeter thick PCC pavement, 6 meter retaining wall, 8 meter retaining wall, 14 meter counterfort retaining wall with micropiles, 100 millimeter thick sidewalk, curb and gutter cast in place, pavement marking, center line and edge line, manhole cover with inlets, and solar street lights. Straight line diagram of the proposed site location 2. We will be having a 1 meter HDPE pipe, 300 millimeter thick PCC pavement, 8 meter retaining wall, 100 meter thick sidewalk, curb and gutter cast in place, pavement marking, center line and edge line, manhole cover with inlets, and solar street lights. The next slide is a cross-section of the 14 meter counterfort retaining wall with micropiles. The next slide will be the cross-section of the 8 meter retaining wall. And the next slide is the cross-section of the 6 meter retaining wall. The next slide is a typical section of the PCC pavement. In this slide is the details, elevation section detail of the 6 meter high retaining wall. And the next slide is the counterfort, typical detail for a counterfort retaining wall. High density. The next slide is the high density polyurethane pipe typical detail with inlet and manholes. The next slide is the typical solar street light detail.
Bine-verify pa man kung ano yung totoo.
And the next slide is the coordination with the barangays affected by the project. And that is the end of our presentation for today.
For the clarification for the approved budget for the contract, 135 yung 135,833,400. Nagkamali lang po yung sa PowerPoint presentation, kaya tama naman itong nabasa ko kanina. So, Sir Norman, Sir Wally, any additional inputs regarding the big data sheet and the ITV?
Uh, we'd like to remind the prospective bidders for the BDS sa 5.1 po, the required minimum required pickup license for this contract, size range medium A, license category is B, largest single project at least 67,916,700 pesos, allowable range of contract costs up to 150 million. Then another reminder, the procuring entity's address is Prihilda D. Legaspi, Administrative Officer 5, Back Chairperson, DPWH Baguio City District Engineering Office, Engineer Seal, Baguio City. Then we would like also to remind yung 12.1 sa mga project engineer or provisional project engineer, based po sa Department Order number 169 series of 2025, guidelines on the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineer, and also the materials engineer as to Department Order number 98 series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors and consultants materials engineer. Please check also the general experience, above 20 million to 100 million. And then the minimum major equipment requirements. Compliance to DPWH Department Order number 11, series of 2017, inclusion of minimum materials testing and pre-qualification of contractors. Compliance to DPWH Department Order number 36, series of 2015, disclosure of ongoing contracts of prospective bidders for DPWH infrastructure contracts.
Additional for ITB Clause 5.7, Department Order number 110, series of 2024. This is the implementation of ISO certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A. So considering that the ABC is more than 30 million, so required po ang ISO accreditation 9001-2015.
So, yun po, reminder po, paki-check po yung mga department orders na naka-include sa BDS natin. So, check po natin. And for the dropping of bids, it is on March 18, 2026, 10 a.m. to be submitted here sa DPWH Baguio City DEO. So, yun po. Do you have any questions, ma'am, sir?
Sir, tanong ko lang ulit yung sa batching plan. Kasi parang may na-mention po si Secretary Vince Dizon na sa isang interview, papatanggal niya daw po.
Dito sa BDS natin, minimum major equipment requirements, nakalagay pa rin ang concrete batching plant accredited by BRS pursuant to DEO 253. Wala pang bagong issuance regarding batching plant, so we will still stick with the existing department order po. And we also nag-query na kami sa regional office for legal opinion regarding the batching plant, and as of now wala pa pong response.
Additional lang doon sa batching plant, even though merong statement si Secretary Dizon regarding doon sa batching plant, for a very long time kasi talagang nagbe-base kami kung ano yung mga existing na department orders regarding doon. So hanggat wala pang document or amendment regarding doon sa mga DO, kahit na sinabi na ni Secretary na tatanggalin, so still doon pa rin kami sa mga existing na department order magbe-base. So andun pa rin yung requirement na batching plant.
Any more question po, ma'am, sirs? So hearing none, we'd like to adjourn this pre-bid conference at exactly 10:22 a.m. So thank you everyone for attending this private conference.